Hey folks, so I'm here at Flock today and it's a pretty drab day, but it's very warm considering what we had. So just 2 days ago, we had snow on the ground. It was the earliest snow that we've had here since we've gotten here. It started in early December and we basically had snow up until today. I kind of want to come out here and garden. I could actually see the gardens now. Wanted to cover a topic that we had just posted, what was it, last week when it ran, on our 2025 plans. And I even said there that some of these 2025 plans, they just change constantly. So we get an idea, sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. And this one really stuck. It involves the chicken coop and the barns. Sondra's actually busy on the fences because it's such a beautiful day. We had some last minute things that we need to do with the fence just to prep for the fence guys coming in for the deer fence. So we're taking advantage of the nice day. I'm taking advantage of the day to film, to share with you what we're gonna be doing. And then I'm probably going to garden. I'm like in a writing mode, but it's just too nice today and I'm gonna garden for sure. And because it's gonna rain for like the next 3 or 4 days, so I might as well just get outside and do that. The sun is really nice, even though it's pretty cloudy in the sky. But I'll share with you the changes that we're thinking of doing. So this will end up being most likely a 2025 project. All right, so in the last couple of videos, I think we shared with you that we had barns up here, and many of you were shocked that we had even more barns, but we normally never shot and filmed and photographed this way because they were really ugly. They were basically the color of that one right there. So they really stuck out like a sore thumb. And when you would come up the hill, you wouldn't really pay attention to the gardens, which by the way, don't look like much right now because it's winter. This is what some of those beautiful gardens in the spring, summer, fall, what they look like now in the winter months. Anyway, we normally would never film this way because of these buildings, and we decided that we would hire our friend Bob and basically paint them this dark green, which we absolutely love. You could see how they just basically fade into the landscape because we're not going to be renovating them anytime soon, and they've been really useful. So technically, we say that there's 2 barns up here, but technically there's 4 buildings, 4 barns, but they're just attached together. So this one right here is what we were calling the chicken coop, and it's fully insulated, cement floor. This one has a dirt floor, and we basically have a lot of our wood in there. It's post and beam, nothing special. And then we have this one over here, which Sondra will pull his car into. We have our composter, which we had to empty out because we basically renovated it here. Not really renovated, we just cleaned it out. We got a bunch of soil in the back from a spoma, and we redid the floor with some new crusher run, just so it was a bit more even. And then we have this barn over here, which we have our UTV and a bunch of our tools in. So again, very useful. And the reason why we didn't paint this one on the right over here, the chicken coop, was because we're going to remove the metal. We're going to use some of the leftover wood from the big barn down below, the big barn renovation. And we're going to clad that onto here and then use this as a chicken coop, except for right now, my diamond doves are in this coop. So we're gonna walk in and we'll see some of the diamond doves. There they are, hello. Pardon how dirty it is here. Anyway, this is the building. It's quite charming. It's a 15 by 15 building, and it's insulated. It has a little heater in the back right here. So this is one of the heaters that we have. Oh, hello. There's Tutu. Hi, Peepo. There's Peepo, and there's Suki in the back, and then Mochi is right there, sitting on the wire. Originally, this was going to be the chicken coop, but I've been sitting in this space working oftentimes, and I just realized how nice of a space this is. And I don't know what I would do for a chicken run. And if you recall, we did clay on all the walls and ceilings in here. That's where we tested it out before we took it to the meadow house and did that down in the meadow house. We love the look of this so much. But again, if we had chickens in here, it'd probably be ruined. So I really want to change the lights out. These lights, which don't even have bulbs in now because we don't really have electricity right now. We have this light and this heater because we're running a pretty beefy extension cord. But pretty soon we're gonna have our electrician in and get NICEAG out here to change that out. But you can see how beautiful the walls look. I mean, it's gonna need some touch-ups, so we'll probably get Mateo back in here to do some touch-ups here and also in the meadow house. But where this dresser is, I see that as like a little twin bed coming out. I don't think we need anything bigger than a twin bed coming out here. I think we'd take up the floor and we'd probably change out the floor. Yeah, Peepo. And over here, because the heater's right there, I think we could have a desk along this wall. Maybe a full desk, I'm not sure, maybe a short desk. We have two great windows. This is south facing and east facing. So it gets excellent light in here. So we'd have to have curtains. Maybe down here would be like a little bookshelf. Maybe we'd have a small like stand right here. So when you come in, you could put your keys and whatnot. We might have plants in this corner, some plants in this corner. You can see we already have plants in here. This is where my lemon trees and kumquats and everything come to hide in the winter months. And you can see that they need that little season extension because look at all the buds that are happening here. So I think they like it in here. So yeah, and then we'd have a little nightstand maybe to the right of the twin bed. And then here you can see we have a full-on closet. So we had painted this, but I think we could make it really nice, like maybe some wallpaper, a nice light in here. And this area does have, this wall in particular has mice living in it. So what we need to do is take the outside of the metal off, probably re-insulate some areas. Maybe we'll use like Roxol, so that's also waterproof and a bit more soundproof. And also mouse proof. They don't like the Roxol because it's essentially like rock and metal. And yeah, so this is the space. I really love it. I think this could be a really great little bedroom, workroom for our residencies that we'd like to do. So unfortunately my diamond doves will have to get kicked out, but I think we'll make even a better place for them. Right, people? Right, Tutu? What's this people do a little wing flap? Oh. So the challenge we had is where would the chicken run go? And I want it to be protected. Ideally, if the shed was moved, we could potentially put the chicken run and extend it here, but this is a throughway. We have to use this for vehicles coming through, and eventually this fence is going to go and it's extending into the forest so that we have more protection from deer and we have more regeneration in our forest. Now, obviously, not all of the forest is going to be fenced, so the deer will still have territory to roam. But anyway, so here we are, and the idea is maybe this back building, this barn in the back, could eventually be another house. And that's like a future project potentially, but it's just the options out there. So I don't know where I'd put the run, because if that's a future house, then the run is going to be right up against the house. So as I'm working in there, I said, you know what? Why not turn this building into a little cabin, like a little botanist cabin? Because it already has great insulation, it has a solid floor, we have the boards that we could put on it, make it look nice, and it could just be a nice little glamping cabin, a rental, or maybe something for our creative and garden residency. And we could easily finish that up. So I got some lights for it. The other lights that I have in there will move into a future place. So let me show you what this is. going to be back behind here. So there's 2 more buildings then. So then the question is, where am I going to put the diamond doves? Where am I going to put the chickens, future ducks, any birds like that? Well, this area right here, we spec'd out initially for a greenhouse bathhouse. Now, the greenhouse will be in the front. This is my idea, but I don't know if we're gonna go through with it. Greenhouse in the front, bathhouse in the back. And the reason for that is because if we have anybody who's camping out here, it would be really nice to have showers and a bathroom, and we could just heat one building and combine it with a greenhouse in the front and a bathhouse in the back. And then this back area back here, I'll see if I can walk back there. That's going to be our agroforestry area, and it's going to be enclosed in a fence by February, so we could technically then start planting back there. And that's where I spec'd out where we could have the chicken coop / aviary. So let me get back there. Hold on a second. Okay, it looks like a wreck back here because we had Jason come through and cut down a lot of the dying ash trees because we need those trees down so that they don't fall on the fence line in the future. Now, you'll see these orange flags, and I temporarily put these orange flags there because this is where we could have a very large chicken, duck, diamond dove, aviary, and coop. So they wouldn't be together, they would have their separate places. That's what I'm thinking of. And this would be, to me, a really excellent spot because back here is where I'd like to do some of the agroforestry. So think pawpaws, persimmons, maybe shiitakes. We had some mushrooms back here initially, but we never came back here because we weren't using this place and we weren't utilizing it largely because there's so many deer back here and we were using more of the spaces around the homes. But once we extend the fence back here, this will be all enclosed. So that would mean that we would have to construct a new building here. This would be like kind of the first new build. And I don't want to take Saunders' time away, so I might have to find a contractor to help us with it. But this area is quite large, and it was formerly used as part of the nursery for staging, soil and other products that they had. So that area is pretty solid ground, this area not so much. So I think that would be a pretty interesting project to do and get the diamond doves, get future chickens, get future ducks, a place for them to be, all in one place, have a nice run. The run would ideally face a little bit south and a little bit north, depending on where the run is. It would be either east or west, depending on if it really depends on how it's actually constructed. So I've come up with some designs, really rudimentary designs, that I could share with somebody. So I could say, hey, these are the types of things that I want in the coop. Yeah, in order for us to get that little glamping cabin ready, we would need to get the diamond doves out and in a safe place. And they're dirty little birds. Like I have to say, they're tiny little birds, but they're such a mess. So I need to get them in a place that is more amenable for them. So anyway, those are our ideas, and I thought I'd share it with you because 2025 plans have already started to change.